This is Brady Tkachuk. You're listening to Missing Curfew.
What's missing curfew? It's when you kind of play guilty, but you show up.
How nice is a green light on the road, though? No practice tomorrow, no plane, just go.
Scotty Upshall in the clear, and he scores! Right in front, scores!
A few laughs, a little bit of fun, and obviously a lot of hockey talk.
You're listening to Missing Curfew.
Fellas, coming to you from Hall Pass Media in Newport Beach, this is Missing Curfew. Up dog, my man. Before we bring in Richie fella, little new set here, right? Wanted to see Richie. Wanted a little flow. It's all about flow, like at Hyde back in the day, right? You want to be here. You don't want to be over there. You want to be here, right?
You want to be top cheese, bud. You want to be good. Yeah, you need good view.
Yeah.
You need to be in the right table. It's always important.
You weren't paying for the fucking vodka and tequila. You were paying
for the real estate, fella.
I used to tell the boys, hey, you come, hey, boys, $1,200 a guy for last night. The guy's like, I had 4 beers. I'm like, I don't give a fuck how many beers you had.
Get more.
Yeah. Did you get late?
Well, that's on you if you didn't.
Yeah. But how's the setup feel for you, buddy? A little bit. Are my crowd
good? No, it's good.
Yeah, right.
It's a nice tarp you got on. I like that.
What color do you think this
brings out the color in your eyes, bud?
Thanks. Richie,
What is that?
Richie fella, double XL, buddy. How are you? Thanks for coming back to back shows for you. How you doing, buddy? You hung?
I'm good. No, I'm all right. I just had a sausage, egg, and cheese from McDonald's. You know, it was a big morning. I'm all good, baby. You're ready to rock.
A midweek bacon and egg, eh?
Nothing better.
It's good for your soul, isn't it? Break out the Tums and the Pepto after. Like, how does that sit for you now at whatever? How old are you? Even 40 yet? How old are you?
I'm 39, buddy. 40 in February.
Wow. What do you got you got anything on the docket for the 40th, or should I talk to Jess?
I feel like that's the old lady's job, isn't it?
I don't know. Is it?
Yeah, you probably give her enough jobs. I'd say picking a golf trip with me and Obes is probably on you, though. I think we'd perfect.
Yeah.
Okay.
I mean, when I think birthdays, I think Cobble. I don't know why that just comes to mind. I know that's not an easy sell nowadays for anyone, but I just think Cobble.
Well, it's great. And for us on the West Coast, she's just a 2-hour little puddle jump. But
No, that's it. I'm in for that.
Yeah. Hey, you guys have been in relationships longer than me. I wanted to talk to you about something here before we dive into the intro here. I love my girl, Mac Miller. She's the greatest. You know, we bought this new mattress, $7,000 mattress, right? New one.
Nice.
Jesus.
Can't sleep, boys. Can't fucking sleep. Like, what's the secret? Does it get any better? Does it get any worse? Is it just because I'm fucking 285 pounds, or what's
First off, what'd you do to the old one? Like, did you just pile drive right through that thing, or what?
The springs are shot.
She's just
the old one
toast.
had a good run. The old one was the one where it goes up and down.
I remember you buying that thing.
Oh yeah, it was great. You could put this up like that and the heat up,
just a good angle, huh?
and just let the bed do the work. Vibration goes. But she was done.
Yeah. So the new mattress, it takes a little bit to break in, for one. So if you had a bad sleep, don't blame it so much on the, there's no leg room. Yeah. I wouldn't go there yet. There's going to be times where, that's the reason.
Yeah.
But fuck, I think that's why they give you the 90-day, full back money guarantee, is because it takes a little bit to work it in. So I'd say start thumping as much as you can. Get the knees in there.
Yeah, the thumping's not a problem. The thumping's there, but it's like the sleeping. You guys, let me ask you this: like when you leave the bed to maybe go to the couch, or is that a big frowned upon in the relationship status? Or how many times do you leave the master?
I'll tell you what I do. I usually start in the bed,
Yeah.
and my daughter will come in the middle of the night, and then I move to the couch.
Okay.
Maybe slip a half an Ambien under the tongue, hit the couch, and I'm out.
Yeah.
Wow, the couch.
Yeah, that's what I do, buddy.
Do you not have a spare room, though? I like to go in the spare room. It's like cold, dark. But you're right. When my Izzy comes into, and that's a whole other level of interruption.
Yeah.
Because she's a mouth breather like me. She snores a little bit, and she's all over my side rather than Christina's. So sometimes, I like sneak out of there, because if I wake up, she'll be like, "Hey."
Yeah, that's what I do. I sneak out. I put a little pillow there, so maybe she thinks it's me, and then I'm out.
Yeah.
So let me ask you, how many days a week? 7 days a week. How many out of the 7 are you sliding to the spare room or going to the couch to rub one out? Because listen, right now, if I wanted to leave the bed every night, and Mac Miller, I love you, baby, but I could do it every night. Like last night, I went to the couch for a 3-hour stint, and just put on Seinfeld and just spread eagle, fart, and just relax. Like how many days a week do you think?
I'm pretty much at 5 to 6. I got to be honest with you, and I love it.
There's nothing wrong with it, right? Like, it doesn't make it like a bad thing.
No, I would say I'm maybe once, twice a week. And I'm lucky. I got that spare room where the bed's actually comfy. The sheets are like nice and clean, and just, it's a little queener though. I like the king, but this is queen. And you got that.
I got the
I think couch. Eh?
Yeah, it's a queen, and it's so firm. It's the mattress. I got it for Lupo's old place at 600 Hook near the end of the career when the back was sore. So it's like laying on this. I went in there last night trying, and I had to go to the couch. It was too firm.
Yeah, the couch. I wouldn't even fuck with the couch. I can't. No, my back and neck would be so inland.
You know what? He mentioned ambos, and I've been just all natural sleep, a little fucking night quill or day Z-quill every now and then.
That sounds natural.
I might have. Well, I mean, like getting off the Ambience was hard when I played. Like we took them all when we played, so I got off of, but I think I got to get something back in the mix, more than Z-quill is what I'm saying.
Yeah, the last time I took an Ambien was overseas, and I was doing some fucked up shit, so I'm going to stay away from those.
Yeah, you got to go to bed if you're going to take it. You know what I mean? We're not taking the Quaaludes here. He's fighting it off, and
next thing you know, you end up in the fucking Westin Hotel lobby with your fucking pants undone. How the fuck did I get down here, boy?
Fuck, fellas.
Someone get this guy a room key.
Yeah. Well, boys, I appreciate it. You guys have both been in relationships longer than me, living with girls. So I just wanted to ask you for your advice, Mac Miller. Love you, baby. Let's jump into the intro, boys. Richie, great to have you again, fella. Great first shift. Great first game the other day. But obviously, Johnny Hockey up, dog. I mean, still can't fathom how this actually happened. But home opener. His jersey goes to the rafters. His beautiful wife, his kids, Monty, his mom and dad. I can't even imagine just to be there it's amazing how strong they're being. But 13 seconds, drop the puck, no left winger. Gave me goosebumps, buddy.
Listen, I've been hard on the Columbus Blue Jackets over the years. This was really, really special, and heart goes out to the family. I thought they did an incredible job. To all the players, you did amazing job. Gabranson, who I played with, I thought he's been at the forefront of sharing some stories, and Richie, you played with them, right? So this hits home for you. But I thought the Columbus Blue Jackets, the Panthers, they did a great job. The whole league, it looked great on you, and we're thinking about the family.
Yeah, and I think for me, like I was lucky enough, I wasn't in Calgary long, but I did sit beside Johnny in the locker room. So you know how that is, your stall buddy, and you talk a lot, you get to know each other pretty quick, and Jess and my wife Jess and Meredith, Johnny's wife, got fairly close as well. So it was super tough, obviously, and just being around Johnny, he was such a character and fun guy to be around. He's just showed up, put his gear on, and played. This guy loves hockey, just loved playing the game like I've never seen a guy that small just being able to jump on the ice and play so well. And I still never forget, I played against him his first game. I was playing in Vancouver, and this guy gets called up from college. I'm like, I lined up against this kid. I'm like, who the fuck is this little runt? I never knew anything about him, but he was, he's 5'7", looked like he's never shaved a day in his life. And he scores that night. And then, becomes, I'm like, okay, maybe he's pretty good. And all of a sudden it's Johnny Hockey. But just watching him grow and mature to a guy, he was just special to be around. And it's very sad.
Yeah, I'm with you. When I first saw him coming out of BC, I was like, wow, this guy better be shifty. Like, he better be, which he was. But I'm blown away with like how everybody says the same thing that you said about him, like how much of a great teammate he was. He was always so he always came to the rink in a good mood and joking around. Was he a raw guy, like with a game start, or was he more of a just I'm going to dominate and watch me go, boys?
Just played hockey. He never said much in the room. He was a pretty quiet guy, but sitting beside him, we'd always have our conversations, whatever. Literally, he'd come in, get his gear on. He's one of those guys that gets his gear on in like 30 seconds. Sits in there, watches TV before the game, gets his gear on the ice, and he's the best player. Hasn't warmed up. Hasn't done anything in the gym, just jumps on and plays hockey. And it was amazing. And never in a bad mood, never yelling at guys, just wanted to play hockey, be good at it. So just really, really special.
I thought Brady Tkachuk, our boy Chucky's statement and tribute to him was pretty awesome. I know it probably hurt him not to be able to be on that road trip, but and then, the Florida Panthers bringing in the Skittles, and is it purple or pink Gatorade? I mean, it's just awesome, right? That's what hockey, that's why this family's so tight. That's why this group of guys that we play against and we play with are never forgotten, whether they're still here or they're not with us. But sharing little stories like that, man, makes everyone smile in hard times, and it was just awesome. The Columbus Blue Jackets, you guys did a great job.
Yeah, well set up, Doug.
Yeah,
it was awesome.
No, I was going to say too, guys. Always when you first happened and you came out and said that, I thought it was really classy how you said it, and it's not an easy thing to come out and make a statement on that stuff, and I thought you did a great job. Just give me a little bump up there.
Yeah, well, I appreciate that, buddy. I was, listen, tough times. He'll never be forgotten, and his parents, his dad has been an absolute, it's great to see him going out to practice for Columbus and going out to, Philadelphia Flyers practice, torch to the classy thing. I can't imagine what they're going through, but like Updog said, Columbus Blue Jackets, good on you. Johnny and Maddie, you'll obviously be missed forever. On some lighter night, boys, the CCM, these new skates, man. Fuck, I was sitting front row. Shout out to Dennis Shannon. Shannon, your seats are fucking National League. Logan Cooley, who could absolutely scoot. But he's got these new tacks that are old tacks that look like Mikey Mo tacks that are just, as the Updog used to say, juice. Oh,
I'm actually like looking back on it, all the legends that wore those, the Chelios, the Mikey Mo. I think Mikey Mo is the one that stands out the most to me. But like Lupul got to wear those like in midget. I remember playing against Loops, and he always had the CCMs, and I was always like, those are so clunky. Graf and Bauer actually made ones that you kind of mold to your foot. These were like just putting on a ski boot. I always thought about CCM skates. Yeah. But then, Sid the Kid comes in, and he's head to toe CCM. And I'm like, how is that good style? But now you got Matthews, you got McDavid, you got, you look at the Hughes brothers, they're a Bauer family. But man, they did a great job. CCM, you guys bringing back the old school with the new. Like if you guys recall, it might have been 2 years ago, we were doing the pod. Bauer came out with like this April Fool's thing where they made the old Vapor, the gray and black Pavel Bure skates, and they put them out there. And I'm like, I come to the studio. I'm like, holy shit, they're going to make these skates again. It's like April Fool's. I'm like, fuck. But
the best skates.
But yeah,
Vapor 8s,
the Vapor 8s,
the gray and black ones.
Oh yeah, they were unbelievable. I was just going to say one point on those CCMs. Did you guys know? I had a pair of those, but I had them with a pump. You remember those?
Yes, of course. Oh, yeah. That was when Reebok came in and bought them. They put the Reebok pump on.
Came in and bought them. I always suck around landing a pair of those.
Hey, did you happen to see? I just mentioned it, but did you happen to see? It's Johnny Tavares and Sidney Crosby going into the CCM factory. It must have been this summer, and there's a wall of the history of their skates, and they're all taking out the skates and looking at them and sharing stories on them. And then they'd highlight like the player that wore them. And then it gets to the new CCM maker, right? And he's there designing the wheels to bring them back. And it's a really cool deep dive into just the history and how cool like old school style hockey was. I mean, it looks cool, and that's why they're bringing it back.
They're doing a hell of a job. And that Logan Cooley, man, he can absolutely scoot. And another thing I noticed sitting down in the front row there was like, all these players now look pretty juice. Their styles are pretty sick. Did we look that good back in the day, boys? Like, I just thought you look at an NHL team, there'd be like a couple guys like, some tough style out there. Like, this guy's got tough style. I would say for the most part, besides maybe Gudis out there last night, no disrespect to the captain, everyone else had, I'm going to say the Utah Hockey Club. Their jerseys I loved. Everybody on their team seems to have that young swag, Richie, of like, fucking let's go, boys.
Yeah, they do, yeah.
Yeah, they were looking sharp. I love those Utah Hockey Club tarps, too. Hey, the home whites, you saw them last night. They look good.
Them, yeah. It's a great color. I'm actually shocked because they kind of have like a Seattle-esque thing, but the blues are different. But the darks are like kind of similar.
Yeah.
It's just one's a teal, one's like a blue. But what other color are you going to do? Just fucking 32 teams. I mean, the jerseys are eventually going to start to look the same.
They remind me of the old Hawks from Mighty Ducks 1. Remember the old Hawks? Yeah, the Hawks. Yeah, Connor Banks, the Hawks. Eh? Look, who we playing? The Hawks.
So that was like a little rematch last night. It was the Hawks versus
the Ducks.
The Ducks.
The Duckies. Orange Country it's called now. And there was a lot of
those jerseys live.
You know what?
They're
not as bad as I thought they were going to be.
Yeah.
And listen, I know what they're trying to do. They're trying to. You remember Richie? We're all played in Nashville. Actually, you remember when they went from our old unis to the gold, and it kind of popped, right? Everything's gold, and they're now like they're not that they're trying to copy the Preds, but they're trying to make this like Orange County, Orange Country, and trying to get some mojo going back. So I love that they went back to the old unis. I wish they would have went back to the old eggplant and fucking teal. However, I see what they're trying to do, but I thought, and I've only seen the white ones on TV. I thought the orange didn't look bad up front. I thought the white ones looked worse than I expected. I thought the white ones were going to look good.
Yeah, it's as long as they're away from the black. I think that's where you're going with this too, right? You're bringing back a little bit of history with a new flair because you're right. These kids all have style, and you got to get them fresh. And this new Fanatics tarps, like a lot of the guys, there's mixed emotions on them. But for the Kings, for those boys, I think the Oilers might even like a little switch up, but it's a fresh look.
Yeah,
you need it.
I was actually thinking about you boys sitting down there too, like. We were the greatest league in the world when we played too, but like how much fun must it be for these guys to go out there now? You don't get hit. You don't get touched. You just buzz around. Everyone's got a visor on. Everyone gets a point. Yeah. No one gets benched. You just go out there and do whatever the fuck. I was like, I don't know if it was the weed pen, but I'm like, this is a good league. I got to stop chirping it on MissinCurfew. Like, how nice would that be, Rich? Just go and get your touches. Everybody was getting touches. Fourth liners getting touches. Everyone was training.
I don't think I've ever played a hockey game like that.
The stick boy got a touch. The stick boy got a touch.
Oh, I know. Yeah, I know. It's hilarious. I mean, I never had those games. Maybe a couple a year where you had an easy game where you felt like, oh god, that was nice. But,
and you can tell,
right, though, it's a very good league.
You can tell the skill is ridiculous. And sitting down there, up dog, you can tell. But you can also tell when the old boys were out there. Killer and Bobble got in a scrum right in front of the net. Right, I'm like, hey, Mac Miller, those are old school guys. See that? I'm just scared, boys, and maybe I'm wrong here, but I'm just scared in 5 years, are we still going to have guys that scrumming up and like, there's still going to be guys, right? Like Chucky and the boys, there's still going to be guys that are scrumming. Mason McTavish.
As long as you're playing for the cup, bud, as long as that cup's still given out at the end of the year, it's hard to get. Guys are going to fight. Guys are going to want it.
Yeah.
And you see that in preseason. It's like, it's as close to like playoff hockey as you're going to get because these guys are fighting for their lives.
Yeah.
And I saw some great tilts in the preseason.
Preseason, those guys are down in the jungle.
Watching
those
game
guys
with half a chubby.
Yeah, those guys were like trying to make the team, which I still love. Yeah. I'll tie this in right now, boys. I want to talk about the hockey club's power play. It's crispy. It's Kells, it's Schmaltzy, it's Barrett Hayton, it's Sergachev, and I want to say Logan Cooley. And another thing, sitting down there that close, like these little sauce passes, like a little sauce here, over there, Kells, back up, over Sergachev. I was like, this is a power play that's going to be lethal.
Maybe the pucks are a little stickier.
The pucks better?
Something. Maybe the pucks. There's something going on.
I know what you mean, though. They are snapping around.
No, I just remember playing for the Ducks. You're going into Anaheim. The ice was shit. The puck was bounced. You're like, let's just get 2 points and get out of here. These boys last night were dusting it off like it was the old Rexall Center back in Edmonton when she's minus fucking 60. Like, it just seems like, does the puck not bounce on them? Or the skill is just through the roof, right? Just I guess what I'm saying.
Like, again, these kids they've never had to change their game. They just always promoted skill, do your thing. That's the difference. You know, they have confidence to do it and they don't think twice about trying it. And if they fuck up, and they'll try it again next time.
Yeah, you know what? That's a great point. It's like, if I could have went to my backhand all night knowing that my shifts were not going to get, well, take your chin strap off, O'Brien, have a seat here, you're done. I'd go to the backhand all night. I'd try to make that play.
Yeah. Yeah, there's so many guys out there right now with their leash that's longer than you. When we played, it was
with Christina.
Wow. Let me just do the belt. Let's have a fucking comparison here. But no, before it used to be 3 guys on your team that used to be able to try that. Now there's 9. Now there's 9 forwards that get to do it. Like, think about that.
Even fourth liners can make plays that we as a 5'6" D man at times. Like I would have never, tried a little. Well, maybe I would have. But I'm just saying the fourth liners even had the confidence to try to make those little plays, which I guess is good in the long run.
Big time. Yeah, I don't know. Just to extend shifts and like the way that they handle the puck, it's just insane.
Yeah. Speaking of handle the puck, there's a clip that Princey put out. Last little thing here for our intro, boys. Richardson, that clip of you playing Up Dog and me, we're in that game. I had just got called up to Florida. Uppy had been playing in Florida for 4 or 5 years, and we had a rookie party 2 nights before that game. But you're absolutely buzzing. 19's all over the clip. You're chirping everyone, and then I just saw a big 74. I was wearing 74. Come lumbering in. You're trying to fight UC Jokinen. What a fucking sequence! I'm like, holy fuck, Richardson.
Look, I don't know. I think most nights, especially as I got older, I got so bored out there trying to make some fun for yourself. Chirping everyone, trying to stay involved in the game. And yeah, the one clip Uppy was trying. I was playing defense. I was like, kind of trying to encourage Uppy to take me wide because there's no way I could turn, and he'd beat me to that for sure. So that's just, keep yourself involved, have some fun. It's the best.
I would say, Richie, every shift you used to start by taking a draw, you got to be entertaining yourself or anyone else on the ice. The way you used to fucking take draws, me and Obi be watching like a clip, and that hand would be right down on the bottom barrel of your stick, and you'd just be spread eagle in the circle, just ripping one back. I'm like, that's when hockey's fun.
Yeah, that's a guy who wants a tick in the win. Hey, how was the Richardson face-offs tonight? It's 10 for 2, boys. How are you guys? That guy doesn't want to lose fucking one, eh?
When you're not scoring, fellas, you got to do something, and that was, something to stay in the league.
If I had to show a clip about, if I was Stoley or Greener or anyone in player development, I wanted to show a clip about chatter on the ice, I'd pull that one up and be like, this is what, if you want to fucking play in the National League, this is how you chatter out there. You were talking to the guy in the concession. Hey, fella, hey, what the fuck? Slide the popcorn over. Hey, heads up, I'll be on the house. Like, holy fuck.
When they shout, you come into warm-ups and they're like, hey, Richie, we're going to put the TV mic on you. Just give me your shoulder pads. And they start. Are you feeling like, okay, now I got to do a little more banter? Or what's the thought process?
I mean, I think you could probably ask anyone I played with. Like, I was pretty vocal. Like, I just hated like a quiet bench. I hated like no one talking about stuff. No one, like, I always was talking to the refs. I was just trying to be involved in the game, and like, especially if a game you're only playing 9 minutes, or like you're like, fuck, you're kind of sitting there, like, you got to stay involved somehow. And I just loved chirping. So I never really changed what I did ever. Some people might say that I did, but I don't think I ever did. I just try to have fun and laugh and stay involved.
No, and that's the same as practice, right? So you got to get out there in the morning. Hey, fellas, how you doing? Hey, fucking sign over here.
That's why we were able to extend I was able to extend my career a little bit because I was fucking having fun, showing up to the rink with a smile and joking.
And those days up to like the race, bring some juice. Like,
yeah, no, you got to bring a little juice, especially some of these young guys. Like, got any stories, boys? What'd you guys do last night? Nothing.
I don't play video games.
Jesus.
Yeah, but anyways, that was a great clip, Richardson. I like you. This isn't a surprise, but I take you on my team any day of the week. Last little thing here. KC Live, fella tour up, dog. The boys are coming. Kansas City watch party. presented by Jägermeister. We will be there Sunday, October 20th, this Sunday, for the Kansas City Chiefs Kingdom versus the 49ers at KC Live. Sling and Jagger. We got Jay Swish and the Heat Daddy coming in. The whole Hall Pass crew up, dog. Dust off your fucking toiletry kit, buddy. We're coming in hot. We're coming in hot.
I'm just bringing a toothbrush, buddy. I'm just ready to rock. What do we got, 2 days? Oh, man, you're going to get the best out of me.
Just like Nick Smith did my first shooting jungle, just a toothbrush and a suit right there. Let's go. We're going to Chicago. So
Black book and a toothbrush.
Yeah, if you're near Kansas City or St. Louis, jump in the fucking car, get into Kansas City. Let's have some Jagger and enjoy the football matches. So looking forward to the fellow tour. We'll be right back at Missing Curfew. Welcome back to Missing Curfew, presented by DraftKings. Stay tuned because you hear more about DraftKings and all it has to offer throughout the show. DraftKings, the crown is yours. Saturday night, lock of the week. Richie, so every Saturday, fella, which is going to get a little tough. Last year was just obviously me and the Updog going toe-to-toe. Now we got Richie in the mix, Jay Swish in the mix. We're going to go games played. Even though you're a rookie to Missing Curfew, you do have the most games played, and that's typically how we do it around here, unless someone gets on a real losing streak. Then you're just like, okay, Obes, you go first after you lost 4 straight. But what do you got Saturday night, lock of the week, sorry.
I got to go with Nashville at home against the Wings.
All right.
Chemistry's a little off, but they're, going on 4 at home. No, I'm going to take them lock of the week Predators.
You know what they need to do? They need to get the fuck out of Nashville and get on the road with all their new pieces, right? Stammer, Marchessault, get on the road, get out of town, get away from the families. But I'm with you. It's only a matter of time, I think, before they get it done. So who you got up, dog?
A little too comfy there, aren't they?
Too comfy.
Yeah.
And their big old mansions out in Franklin, Tennessee. They're a little too comfy.
Listen, this Saturday, there is a lot of great hockey games. I'm looking, there's got Oilers, Stars, and a little playdown preview from last year. Golden Knights, Panthers is a great game. Rangers, Leafs. I'm going to go Oilers versus Stars, boys, and I'm going to take a little underdog here. I'm going to take the Oil. Oil Saturday night going in. It's a big game.
This guy loves the fun.
Ottinger just signed a new 8.2 for 8. I mean, what a deal. And he's a great goalie. I'm taking the Oilers. I like to highlight a big game, Richie, and take like one that's just, there's going to be great odds. Yeah, how many times this
in Dallas? So that boys might be a little hungover.
That's okay. That's okay.
Drysdale might be out spending some of that $114 million he got. At fucking Nick and Sam's.
Nick and Sam's.
I will talk about this. How many times are the Oilers going to be underdog this year? Whether on the road or not, not very many. Maybe 10 games or less. This is going to be one of them, and I'm taking them.
I'm going to say they're not going to be an underdog once at home.
Not once at home.
Not once at home.
No, but on the road, you might get, like this. Like they might go into Florida underdog.
Yeah.
Might go into Vegas maybe some nights, -110 to my plus 120.
Yeah.
But this, you might get these guys at plus 160 maybe on this.
No, they got their first win the other night. We're going to touch on it a little bit later in the show, but yeah, listen, I still think obviously they're loaded. And, Dallas 4-0, I like those odds up, dog. Listen, boys, there's some stinkers out there too. Columbus versus Mini, that's a stinker. Blues, Hurricanes, kind of a stinker. I'm going with the hockey club, boys. The Utah Hockey Club. I love them. I'm all in on them. At home against the Boston Bruins. I don't know. I just think they're going to be back off the road. They can score. I think they're going to be a little quicker than the Bruins. So I got the Utah Hockey Club. Updog's got his Edmonton Oilers. And Richie's got the Nashville Predators. Live and die by the Preds. Hey, bud, you're going down swinging with them, huh?
I'm going down with the ship.
Yeah.
Still paying you, Richie, or something? Or what's there?
What's up, buddy?
Are they still paying you those Preds, or what's going on there?
I just got a deferred payment there.
Yeah, I like it. Little escrow.
Deferred.
Little escrow. I love that.
What about NFL here, boys?
I'd love to touch on this.
NFL games that jump out at the lads here. So let's talk about the game we're going to be watching. Chiefs-Niners. Chiefs are 5-0 going into San Fran. This one scares me up, dog. This one seems like the Chiefs can't win every fucking game. They got to fly all the way across the country. That one's a little bit of a trap game for me. Listen, the Washington Commanders at home against the Carolina Panthers. I'm going to take that. That Jane Daniels, man, he is the real deal.
I know. I love it. Listen, I'm going to touch on this. The Lions, 4-1 going into Minnesota. Minnesota's 5-0. Lions are 4-1. The Vikings are favored by 1.5 points at home. But listen, fucking the Lions are hot. They just lost, in tough fashion. They lost Aiden Hutchinson, which was a terrible loss. But they've beat the Vikings the last 3 games. And they just fucking kicked the shit out of Dallas on the road. I mean, a pumping.
I should have put every fucking Microsoft share I had up against the fucking Lions beating the Cowboys.
Yeah.
Hey, that Aiden Hutchinson.
Oh, he's
dude,
nasty.
But listen, I heard some doctor talking yesterday that he could be back by the end of the season.
So it must have been a clean break. It went around his
and
neck.
he was saying like this guy's such a freak, right? His body is he's going to heal. He could be back. He could be back for playoffs or right before. Because when you saw it, you're like,
yeah, you're just praying that he's going to be able to walk again. Yeah. But listen, I would throw him again. I would throw fucking Vikings. I mean,
Vikings
5-0. They're not going to go 6-0. Come on.
I mean,
are they defense, Richie? Have you watched the Vikings play their defense?
it's insane. They just swarm you.
They
You don't know
swarm
where to go.
Yeah, and that's Sam Darnold who is banging. Rumor is he's banging that Hawk Tui chick. That's what
Jesus.
Yeah, he's been pounding old Hawk Tui.
Really?
No wonder he's out there.
You're an NFL
No wonder his
quarterback.
hips are fucking Shakira.
Are we serious? Were you an NFL quarterback 5-0 and you're banging her?
Is she hot?
I don't think she's that. Like,
I mean,
You take her first.
I'd be going to that Victoria's Secret show this past Sunday.
Yeah,
I'd be
no
grabbing
kidding.
one of those bras.
Wow, listen, no, like he's not the best looking cat in the world. You think he's not Tom Brady?
No, he's not. He's redhead.
Yeah,
But he's still slinging it. He's leading the league in touchdowns.
I think Hawk Tui. I think she's probably fucking keeping him loose. Eh?
Yeah, he might be from the South though. Those boys probably, that's their.
And listen,
their
I
model.
don't know if that's true or not. I mean, I saw it on social media, so take that for a grain of salt.
Well, you don't believe everything. I believe a lot of the shit.
I know. But I am going to believe Sam Darnold's laying the boots to her. But I want to say this, boys. The Jacksonville Jaguars have been in London for a week. They played last week. They stayed there all week. Is that an advantage to them, or like, think about it? Like, they've been there a week.
Are they at the box? If they're going to the box, then
For sure they're
I'm taking them.
right? They're playing the Patriots too.
Yeah, the Pats. I don't know. I think Trevor Lawrence with a week of some English babes and some fish and chips and some good cold pints, he's ready to rock.
Ready to rock.
Yeah.
Another one that jumps out to me is the Bills at home against the Titans. Amari Cooper. That's another game I love. But I think I'm going to put out for my pick this week the Commanders against the Panthers. But can't wait to watch some football.
So I got the Lions. No, I'm on the Lions.
Yep.
You got the Commanders.
Boys, and I want to just say on a little DraftKings segment here. I hit a little 4-teamer last night. I had the Pittsburgh Penguins, who got down 3-1, came storming back. Your boy Pugliarvi's proving me wrong. We're going to talk about Malkin and Chris Sidney, and we get this guy a blue light. I had the Boston Bruins, the Ducks, and who else played last night?
Colorado, Boston.
The Leafs over fucking Richardson's Kings. Updog, you know more than anyone. Like I'm not scared of a minus 300. I'm not scared of it. But like, I guess where I'm going with this, Rich and ups is like, should we be tickling more parlays? Is it like a little 3 or 4 gamer? Is that like, is that the play?
You got a good feel. It's so hard to bet early, and which is why we've had to pay bookies early. But as you start to really get a heartbeat, Nobi, you watch a lot of hockey. Then it's this tennis model of gambling that I have, Richie. Like I love betting tennis. I love betting mid-tournament tennis. I take 6 guys that are just not going to lose, and they're all minus 600, 700, and you fire a G wins you $2,200. Yeah. And these guys are winning in straight sets.
Right.
Well, so to your point, you grab 3 great games you like, a team that's hot, a team that's on the road, or a team that's playing a team that's just shit. And you just you hammer them, you get even money. Like, but in this case, you got pretty good odds last night.
Yeah,
4-teamer is not a 3-teamer. That's where you really extend.
$250 to win 3,200.
I mean, that's great odds.
Fuck,
You didn't pull it off.
Plus 1,000.
Oh, I pulled her off, baby.
Yeah.
Penguins, Leafs, Bruins.
Oh yeah, okay. I thought
Duckies.
you had Habs.
No, I'm staying away from the Habs. Like, you know what? Like a bad piece of you know what? I'm staying away from them.
I'm doubling down.
As we always say,
No, you can't double down anymore. They're too
I
shit.
have to. I'm in it.
I know you. I get it.
we got the new Parlay Cafe here,
Yeah.
Richardson style.
You know what I've been doing? I've been scrolling for the shots, the over under on shots. Some of these guys, they're getting a 2.5 for over. We're taking the over on it.
Hey, by the way, DraftKings, when you find those lines that Matthews is only 3.5 shots a night, you got to take it.
Well, I had one the other night. It was early in the season, one of the first games. Edmonton, Draisaitl 2.5 is the over under. I'm like, he's gonna get 3 shots. The guy gets 3 a power play.
Yeah, by the way, there's so many great things about the DraftKings app, but this is one of them. All the players props you can get, shots, that is so sick.
And as we always say here, Richie, bet responsibly.
Yeah.
Right. So when you get in the hole, make sure you got enough in the bank to really keep her going.
Well, I know he's got enough in the bank, but it doesn't sound like he's betting responsibly right now because he's just hammering the apps again. Where are they going? Are they going on the road or where are they going?
They're in they're in Boston last night. They got their bus, or no, they were at home. Yeah,
they lost all 4 at home.
So
never been a team win the Stanley Cup start 0-4. Never.
Wow. Well, they didn't win the cup last year, but you mean just win the cup ever?
In the history of all
my
National Hockey League, a team has never won the Stanley Cup who's lost all 4 to start the season.
Wow. So that's just saying that a lot of teams out there have not lost 4 straight to start the season.
Yeah, you wouldn't think, even with the lineup they got, you would think that they could have sneaked out one of those ones.
I fired a bet in last night. I took Izzy and shout out to Loomis, our boy for the Ducks. I'm now a proud alumni there. I told him I'd come skate if he needs some guys to come to shake hands with the babies. I'm in. Cool. So thank you, Chris Loomis, you beauty. So I had Izzy and Beckham there, and of course I was going to take him home. You know that this is like Richie. You can't keep him up past 8:30 on a school night. So I was only going for one period. First period over Obes, great odds.
T-Rex.
And hey, fans out there, listeners, the Utah Hockey Club, they're all offense. Yeah. To start the game, it's back and forth hockey.
They're all offense all night.
Take the over.
Yeah.
So it was minus 130. I tickled the first period over. That hit. There was 3 goals. I know last show when we first start, you're like, boys, take the over in this Ducks-Utah game. And that hit too.
Take it. Fuck.
So
what was the over of that game?
It was 6. It was like 6. Yeah, it was 6. Yeah. So it was like a perfect line.
But you know how these first period over work, right? They're always goal and a half first period overs. They hit a lot. Our boy T-Rex loves them. That's all he'll bet. And this guy, he knows what's up. And he's been hitting them left, right, and center to start the season.
Especially a team like those that don't play any defense, right? No. You know what I mean?
High octane hockey club. That's what they are. Hey, Richie, if you're on that nice little sexy DraftKings app, shout out to Lupul's buddy Kilborn. Over on field goals in primetime games. How's that for a stat for you? Over on field goals on the Thursday nighter, Sunday nighter, Monday nighter.
Where do you even find that fucking thing?
Is that because the guys can't get red zone touchdowns? It has to be.
I don't know. He's just saying this is, and all last week, all 3 of the primetime games, they were over 2.5 field goals.
I'll tell you why it is. Because they fucking call offensive holding all the time, these stupid refs.
The refs
you get down to the red zone, all of a sudden you're 1st and 20.
The refs have been awful.
Right?
Awful.
So, Obes, you're talking on that. They have to hit 2 field goals?
So 3 field goals is the winner chicken dinner for you, fella.
They have to make them, or they just have to kick a field goal?
No, I think they got to put them through the uprights. You can't just shake them. Oh, that counts, eh? Fucking great.
That's one.
Shot on net, kills a kill.
Hey, laces out, fuckhead. Ray Finkel, laces out, fella. No, they got to put them through the uprights, bud. But the field goal kickers are fucking like you at Little Texas back in the day. They're weapons nowadays. They don't miss like a 60-yarder. Like that guy from Dallas, Aubrey, comes trotting out for a 60-yarder, and
they still get pumped 45-9.
No, they're so bad. Jerry Jones,
he don't
hang him up, bro. Just hire someone young, sit up in your $1 billion fucking arena, and just sit there and enjoy the game. You can't call it. He's like fucking Biden.
His mind's in the clouds.
He's
just having a time.
Sleepy Joe.
He's all Sleepy Joe. He's in one. Give him fucking something to pick him up. Give him a sniffer, eh? DraftKings, baby, get in the mix. Get the skin of the game. The lock of the nights again are Updog's got his Oilers, Richardson's got the Preds, and I got the High Octane Hockey Club. Fellas, the MissinCurfew dog of the week. Rob Ray. I absolutely grew up loving this guy. I watched Ty Domi fight him what felt like a million times in the old QEW showdown between the Sabers, Maple Leafs. Obviously known for his jersey coming off. But listen, he's going to the Buffalo Sabres Hall of Fame. So 3 decades he's been in the organization as a broadcaster, over 889 games. Well-deserved. I love Rob Ray. You're an absolute legend, and you're my MissinCurfew dog of the week, Richie, because he deserves to be in there. That guy was an absolute legend.
I mean, growing up, he had a cottage on the same lake as me back home, and seeing, obviously he's, a few years older than me. So watching him as a kid buzz around on a jet ski, like, oh, that's an NHL Rob Ray.
Yeah.
His big old head just buzzing around, and it was, I love the guy since, I was a little kid. So seeing him go into that, it's really special. Great guy. And I hope we can find this clip and you guys can pull it up. It's my favorite maybe clip. I probably watched this clip 300 times. When the fan jumps over the glass and he pumps this guy's eyes shut, punches this guy in the face 20 times, a fan. And he does the interview at the end of it. And that interview is gold. He basically says, I just try to put a little force to him. He punched him in the face 20 times. It's the best interview I've ever seen. I laugh at it every time. I've talked to Rob about it, and he just dies laughing. Yeah, he's like, I just pushed him off. I'm like, Rob, you punched the guy in the face 20 times. He's in a coma.
Yeah.
But he's just such a good dude.
Yeah, Prince, you'll find that for sure. But I just remember watching him. Like, obviously, his trademark was the jersey coming off, right? Like, if you're, this is a question for Ty and all these guys that fought him, but like, veteran move by him. But if the code of fighting, it's kind of greasy. But back then, it didn't matter. There was no rules on tie downs. It was
you think about watching Probert and all those boys. It slipped off, and then they're in that baby blue undershirt.
Yeah.
immediately, and their sleeves are cut off, their elbow pads are gone, and there's just a beat down on both ends. But Rob Ray, great for the game, boys.
Yeah.
And then when he left the game and he was in between the benches, you go into Buffalo, and in warm-ups, you'd look at him and he'd fucking give you a knuckles, and his hands are like, oh, you got a big paw. His knuckles are, if that hit you in the head, it'd knock it right off. Put it in its fifth row.
Yeah,
But just great for the players, good with the players, great for the game, and congrats.
Yeah, good for, fans loved him, and he deserves it. And you talk about his hands. I remember, and Richie mentioned this, how big his fucking head was when I first played. Like, I was playing in Buffalo, I went by these, I was like, holy fuck, Razor. You would not want to, that would not hurt him. You know what I mean? So it was good for him. Last but not least here on the Missing Curfew, dog of the week, Corey Perry, 41 years young. Pears is out there mucking it up and just chucking it with Joel Fairby, who did a hell of a job, I thought, by the way. But if people can say what they want about Corey Perry, the guy has over $100 million in his he's earned over $100 million, and he's still out there chucking them on a fucking Wednesday night or Tuesday night in Edmonton. That's why you got to love this guy up, dog.
I know. Listen, I'm jealous. I wish I was out there battling hard, wearing an Oilers jersey, but that's just me. I'm an Edmonton kid.
Would you fight Fairby if you had to go up? Yeah, fuck it.
I would fight anybody who played.
If I said if who's the GM for the Oilers now? Stan Bowman?
I love the game, Richie.
If Stan Bowman said, up, dog, I'll give you 1 year. What's league minimum nowadays?
I'll take 300. I'll take 300.
800 maybe.
I don't care. I just want to play one game.
He says, but you got to go buckets off with Nick Deloria at center ice.
Oh, fuck. Yeah. Give me the toughest guy.
Well, I'm just saying.
He's a psychopath. That guy's a killer. Fuck. Okay, maybe not. I'll hang him up. I'll just stay in the booth here.
Okay, Deloria.
No.
Deloria was a bad example. Okay, you got to fight Sean Couturier.
I would.
Yeah.
Oh, he'd do that in a second.
Although he was chucking pretty good. Him and Stetch, great fight.
Great fight.
But listen, I wouldn't play for anyone. That's not the case.
No, I know.
Oilers.
We're so hypothetical.
Go, Oilers, go. That's all Beckham says now. Yeah. But anyway, I'm just, some days I wake up and I'm thinking, fuck, I'm late for pregame skate. Then I'm like, no, I'm still this is 6 years now. I'm retired. I'm good. Yeah. I got 2 kids that I need to get up for. It's not like we got a match and then we're having a time after, just reminisce sometimes. That's all.
Yeah, I just don't think the phone rang for me and said, "Oh, Ryan, you want a 1 year deal to fight Deloria?" I'd be like, "Fuck you, fuck you." Hey, Stan, fuck off. I'm playing Wednesday golf, Friday golf, and then I'm heading to I'm staying at the Bellagio this weekend. Hey, gonna catch you here at the blackjack table. You tell Deloria I said, "Fuck off."
Yeah, no, there's a beauty of that too,
Yeah.
Fuck.
But Pears, I love you, buddy. Keep it going. You're great for the game. Up, dog. Get this guy a beer.
Presented by Labatt Blue Light. Fellas, the pristine Pilsner. Enjoy your beers together so you can live life to the power of we. Always enjoy responsibly. Beer, Labatt USA in Buffalo, New York.
Chippewa Street. Shout out to Scott Bradley. Brads, I'm sorry, man. I called him fucking Steve Bradley. Should have just kept it simple, called him Brads. Off the window and out. But Brads, love you, buddy. But listen, we all had this guy on our Get This Guy a Beer. Michkov. How do you say his first name, boys?
Matviv
Michichov. Was that right?
Let's call him the Russian assassin.
Michkov. He's an absolute Russian tank. Got his first 2 goals the other night against the Oilers. The kid just has this it factor, Rich. I'll throw it to you first. He just has this it factor. And you could tell he must have something special for our former coach, John Tortorella, to give this guy a little bit more leash. He sees the potential. He sees the skill. I love this guy's compete. He's going to the net, and he has all the skills. And he just looks like that left-handed, like up you said, Russian tank kind of thing.
100% he does. And I mean, just obviously me and you both love Torts, and just to see this kid, he scores 2 goals. He's out there blocking shots at 19 years old. Torts has already instilled that in that you got to play the right way and you're going to play. And if you do that, this kid's going to thrive under Torts if he does all those little things that Torts wants. Yeah. And that's, for me, those little things, when you see your top player doing it, everyone has to do it. So I was super impressed watching that game and seeing that kid step in front of a Bouchard slap shot and then scoring on obviously his 2 goals. So they got something pretty special there, and it's they have the right coach to mold this guy.
Okay, I asked you how much it would take for fight Nick Deloria. How much would it take to put your fucking ball sack in front of a Bouchard? I mean, those things are coming.
They're coming, yeah.
Cilantros, man.
Yeah. Yeah, sometimes he doesn't know where they're going.
No.
But he shoots the puck as hard as anybody right now in the league.
He had 150 shots last year that were over 96 miles an hour or something like that.
It's like when Sean Surrey was doing that back in the day. You don't want to be the net front guy. I'll tell you, or the D there.
That's a great point. I had to tell Shelley in Dallas. I said, one night, I wasn't wearing a visor back then, playing for the Avs, and we're spending the night, so we had something lined up. And he's finally at the TV timeout. I said, hey, and I didn't know him like I know him now. I said, Shelley, fella, keep him down just a smidge. Like, I got Nick and Sam's lined up, and then, wherever else I'm going. Like, these things were just whizzing by my face.
Hyman took that one right on the tip of the cock. Did you see that?
Yeah.
I mean, but boys, but then you ask Zach Hyman, would he do that again? Yes, he would do it again. He got 55 goals last year, and half of them were off his ass.
I'm wondering. I know they had a short off season, but Hyman didn't work on his stick handling over the fucking little month and a half they had off there. A couple times the other night against the Flyers, I'm like, holy fuck, buddy. He's just like,
yeah, it's taken him a bit just to catch up to the speed of the new season, and where his spots on the ice, where he needs to be for these boys, and then they're getting scouted now. Like they're saying, take away Hyman's stick back door, fucking box him out of the net. Yeah. And the refs still right now haven't been calling like everything where they're going to get 6 power plays a night. Some games he's going to get 4 goals. Like it's coming.
As soon as that power play heats up, he's going to get his cookies and it's all going to come together.
I will just say this about Michkov is that he stepped up in a big game. It was a primetime Monday night hockey game. Playing against the 2 best players in the league. And his compete level, Richie, what you mentioned, is where it needs to be for a kid that's 3-4 games into his career and playing for a coach that demands it every night. So that you're going to be able to build off that. And then to get 2 in Edmonton on a big game like that, I mean, they should argue maybe won that game.
Yeah.
Right?
Oh, they should have. They deserve to win. They deserve to win. And I want to touch on the last play a little bit later in the show. But listen, Draisaitl fucking give what's his nuts. Oh, old Chucky Knobloch there. I know his first name's not Chuck. Chris Knobloch. He benched Draisaitl. Draisaitl took a dumb penalty where I was yelling at the TV, and he sat him down for a couple shifts. And then they got a power play. I was like, okay, Knobloch, joke's over. All right, okay, he learned his lesson. Get him back out there. Get him. But I got to give him credit. And Mess and Subban said, in between periods, Mess, arguably the best leader of all time. Let's see what this young coach can do. When your star players are taking bad penalties, and he had the balls to do it, up dog. So I thought for Oilers Nation, that's a good sign moving forward.
I was watching that game with Bertuzzo and Flowers at my house, and I happened to say, like, wow, Ray Ferraro's giving it to Draisaitl right now on the TV. Like, he was like, that is a dumb penalty. That is something, when your team is in the dumps, these are the things your best players cannot do, and he's not wrong. But I remember you early saying this, Ray Ferraro, like, he's not shy to just start chirping everyone, and then he's hiding behind his mic. Yeah. This was a case where Knobloch, what he did was necessary. Yeah. And it ended up maybe lighting a little of the chota of Draisaitl. He went out and, scores the OT winner, jumps back in the...
Chicken Parm. Yeah,
he was letting him have it. Yeah, he was.
No, I just hate Chicken Parm because he would lay into me in Vancouver, which that's your right. You're a media guy. You can lay into me all you want. And then the one day he tried to come over and hang out with Willie Mitchell in my stall, and I was like, was TC Carling there when you were a Canuck?
TC, yeah.
I go, TC Carling, get this fucking guy out of here right now. And TC's like, what are you talking? I'm like, get him out of here. Chicken Parm's like, what's your problem? I'm like, I hear what you fucking say. You can rip me all you want, but you're not going to come over here and sit in my stall and fucking shoot the shit. Get out of here.
Yeah, throw me some tape.
There's no easy.
It's not personal, Obes. It's not personal, baby.
Hey, you can chirp me all you want. You can't come over and just sit in my stall and talk to me and Mitchie about where dinner is later that night. Just fucking get away from me. Guy was ripping me. I mean, every single fucking time he did my game, he was all over me. I was like, come on, fella. Hey? Just stay on that side of the dressing room. Got no problem. You can say whatever you want about me. You're not wrong, Chicken Parm. You're not wrong. But
we're not going to dinner later.
We're not going to dinner later. Get out of my stall. So, Michkov, up dog, I want to go for the other end of the spectrum to the godfather of Russian hockey players, Alex Ovechkin, 700 apples now, 60th player in NHL history to join the 700 club. I mean, his longevity is unbelievable, but I just think of him as a shooter, and for him to get 700 apples, it's a nice feather in the cap.
Yeah, he's not moving around too fast out there right now, but he's still... No, he's not. I watched a little bit of the first period the other night against the Golden Knights, and in fact, I said, this is a game, the Golden Knights are 3-4-0 going on the road right now. They just traveled east. Take the Caps. Caps won 4-2, but Ovi, like, he's still producing, but he's in his spot. I just think, like, he's one of the boys right now that's tired catching up. Yeah. Malkin and Sid, they're still kind of bringing the heat. Ovi slowed down a little bit.
Well, people who live in glass houses shouldn't throw rocks. I'm not one to chirp anyone's physique, but there's some pictures that came out of Ovi over the summer that, were like, he was looking,
he's big.
More like a linebacker than a hockey player, but he'll get going. He's Ovi.
Yeah, I know. He's going
to break the record, right, boys?
He's got. I mean, how many goals do he's probably going to do it
42
next year for sure. He's 40 away, maybe
42. I heard to start the year.
42. How many goals do you guys think he gets this year? Did we talk about this?
Has he got any yet?
I would say he gets 25 goals this year.
I'd say he touches 30.
Okay, I'm going to throw 25. I just think this year, like, as you get older, boys, and I wasn't that old playing, obviously, but, like, your body just, it's hard, man. It breaks down. You're going to have these nagging injuries. They still want him to play, 16, 17, 18 minutes a night. I just think it's going to get hard for him.
I mean,
And
I
if
don't know
the
if you've watched him live lately. I watched him last year. He doesn't take too many strides out there. I got to be honest. Like, I mean, not chirping. Like,
No, we're not chirping. We're not chirping.
No, but he's going to get the record, and I think they're setting him up for success too. Everyone's looking to feed him. You know, he's gonna score still.
He got off to such a slow start last year, and I remember we bumped into those guys at Scottsdale in Arizona. We were at Scottsdale DraftKings house, and they're like, the one guy's like, I know the Caps. He's been hurt. He's had a groin, and he went back to Russia, I believe, for his dad's funeral, right? And then came back and lit it up. So I don't know what he got over there. We went over there.
Some of the gas.
Fucking all of a sudden.
Some of the gas.
Attaboy. Ovi, I love you. I don't think you should ever take a hard stride, fella. Just go right to the top of circles and have that baby cocked and ready to go. Before I turn over the up dog, Sean Monahan, get yourself a Labatt Blue, fella. Scored last night. Pointed to Johnny Hockey's jersey hanging out of the rafters. I love Monty Kid. I love Sean Monahan. He was a great rookie to me in Calgary. He's turned into a great pro. He's had some adversity throughout his career. Signs in Columbus, loses his best friend. I can't imagine what he's going through. Monty, fella, get yourself a blue light.
I'm going to do two guys, boys, right off the hop here. My boy Rob Bertuzzo played his first game with the Utah Hockey Club last night. Bobo. Couple great one-touches out of the zone, blocking shots. Made him a little pregame dinner the night before, but he signed a two-way this summer while we were at Bandon Dunes. I'm happy for the guy. He's in that lineup, and well-deserved. And then Connor Brown. Took him all year last year to score one goal. In fact, we watched the first series against Vancouver in Vancouver, Game 2. The fans were just ripping him. Connor, you got 2. I mean, he only scored 2 goals all year, but then had a hell of he had a Conn Smythe Brown last year. Scored his first goal last night, and I'm happy for him. He needs to step it up and be a good player if this team wants to go.
Nah, you can see he's got his confidence back, right? The run to the Stanley Cup final and how well he played for the Oilers, and he was just a thorn in my fucking side, scoring short-handed goals.
He was also coming off an ACL injury. You've had ACL stuff. It takes you a year to feel good.
Yeah.
So I think this guy's going to have a pretty solid year for them, and he needs to. But I mean, injuries like that, it takes you a year to feel good. Yeah. So I think he'll be fine.
Yeah, a little bit longer too if you're living in Edmonton, right? It's a year if you're living in
Wisconsin.
In Edmonton, it's like cold. You wake up, you're like, God, these little stiff.
I don't want to throw this out to toot my own horn, but I got 20 the year after I got my ACL. I got 20.
Hey, did you? Hey,
the only time I got 20.
They say once a 20-goal scorer, always a 20-goal scorer. Hey, Rich, they can't take that away from you.
I had a living girlfriend though. I wasn't going out. Yeah, so that's probably a reason why.
Well, then how come you didn't make an adjustment later?
Because I knew it was going to end at some point. I wanted to really maximize every time I was out there.
You're like, do I want 20 goals or do I want 57 kills? I'll take the 57 kills. Last but not least, to get this guy Labatt Blue, 2 of them. This was on all of our rundowns today. Sid and Malkin. Sid, 1,600 points. That's absolutely insane. 500 goals for Evgeny. Rich, I'll let you go first. But Malkin, when people ask me about guys that you played against that just took games over, Malkin's on the top of my list with Ovechkin and obviously Crosby back in our day. But 500 goals, Sid 1,600 points. Sid is not slowing down. I think Malkin has a little bit, but still, man, these two guys continue to play. Imagine playing together this long with these two guys. This must be insane.
They played together for fucking 19 years or something. This is their 19th year together. That's insanity. You know, it's one of those dynasty kind of, players that just keep it going. Sid, obviously they're hardworking guys and they keep themselves in impeccable shape, I would assume, to play this long at this level. But one thing I was kind of thinking about last night when I was thinking about this is how lucky that is that fan base to watch these guys play for this long.
Yeah, no
kidding. They watch Mario and Yager play. Look at the guys they've had through their history. Now they're watching Sid and Malkin play for 19 years together. Like that's pretty special just as a fan base to watch guys like that play.
Yeah,
for this long, so and still be at a high level.
It's funny.
I think that's a cool story just to be with one team, and that doesn't happen very much in sports anymore either. So very cool.
No, it's funny. I was looking at it from the other perspective last night. Watched them. I was like, "Fuck, this Pittsburgh team is going to be shit in a few years." When Sid finally decides to hang him up, there is going to be a rebuilt city. But like you said, Richie, it's almost like the Red Wings through our era, right? Like to make the playoffs 23 years in a row. And I'm just interested to see if Sid finishes his career in Pitt. I'm sure he will, but it's just something that I will keep my eye on, obviously, as this goes on. But you're right, Richie. For these two guys, for Pens fans, it's been unbelievable.
And fellas, it's hard to not really think about this as to why maybe Leon Draisaitl decided to stay in Edmonton, right? Knowing that, like, if you win, you need to do it with another guy. You need to have your guy. Jonathan Toews, Patrick Kane, and then call Keith and Seabrook and those boys. But Toews and Kane, Leon, Connor, if they can start to really get this done, they understand you can't do it with just one superstar. You got to have two. And this, for sitting in 3 cups and just to be in the playoffs every fucking year and just to the longevity of both of them. I mean, Evgeny still can't speak English. He still needs an interpreter, which is hilarious. You're here for 20 years and you still can't talk. It's awesome. But like you think about like why Draisaitl stays, because he's got the chance to be with Connor for the next 8-10 years, and you can't do it by yourself.
Yeah. Is that why you stay? Because I'm still trying to figure out why.
Yeah, I still can't figure it out.
The only thing we can come up with.
We got to think that's why.
That's got to be.
It is why.
That's it. You're right. That's exactly why. You got to stay with the best player in the world. Give yourself a chance to win as much as you can.
Exactly.
I'll never forget, we had Disco Dan Balsma on earlier, and I remember we were playing Colorado Pitt, and we're up 3-1 or 2-0 the first, whatever it was, and Disco said something to Malkin coming out for the second period, and whatever he said to him, this guy just turned it up to a notch that nobody on the ice, Landeskog, O'Reilly, nobody could keep up with this fucking guy. So congrats to those boys. I'm sure they enjoy a nice cold Labatt Blue. And hey, we will be in Pittsburgh in November for a fella tour, watching the game, playing the Jets, drinking beers, having fun. So, boys, we'll see you then. It's milk carton time here at Missing Curfew. Richie, I'm doing this for you, fella. Fact Daddy, Stammer, I'm putting the Nashville Predators on the milk carton, starting 0-3. I touched on this earlier in the show. They need to get on the road. And you guys know, like, especially guys now, you guys have families. And Richie, you had your daughter when you were playing. Updog, you were single, but guys that come in, they have kids. Stammer's been in Tampa forever. Marchessault's been in Vegas forever. Takes some time to get going here. They're going to be just fine, but I really do think, Updog, they got on the road. No team dinner. Fact Daddy, get the JMO going. They got to get on the road, so they're on the milk card to get these going. I picked them to win the Central Ups.
Yeah, no, I agree. I'm just interested to hear Richie's take. I mean, he's taking him Saturday, lock in the night.
Now you're getting rethinking.
No, but Richie, this is what we do here. We respect a lot of those guys, Rich, and that's why we're sliding this to you right now, because you're in there and you know these guys and you probably know what it's going to take to get them off the card.
I probably think I agree with what you're saying, Obes. As they need a road trip, they need to go on, have a nice little buckling, and get her going a little bit, but. I still like this team a lot. I think I bet them. I don't know. Obviously I don't know what's going to happen, but this team's too good and too talented not to get out of it. And I do agree with you. They need to get on the road, get around each other, get to know each other, and have some laughs.
Hey, they're going to 100% play the way. And don't be worried about, dude. I took the fucking Avalanche against the Blue Jackets last week, minus 350. They got smoked 6-4. So don't think that I'm going to fuck your bet up, brother. Trust me. A lot of times you want to fade what I'm saying here, but I'm with you. I got high hopes for this team, Updog. I got them to win the Central, and once they get in, look the fuck out. But they got to get going here
to win the Cup. Yes, on DraftKings.
Yeah,
it's plus 1,400 odds. It's a great. I mean, it was when they signed. It was
Stammer.
Yeah,
Brady Shea, Marchessault.
Yeah, so I'm like, fuck. Here's a little tickler. This is my dark horse, but. It's early, as we know. It's early. One road trip, playing a little guilty hockey can just turn things around. Is
Stammer too old to play center now? Because right now they got Thomas Novak. They bumped Marchessault down to the third line. They got Stammer on this. If you get Stammer down, if you go O'Reilly, Stammer, Novak, Sissons, I like McCarron. But is Stammer too old, Richie, to play center?
Look, I don't know. I saw him with a shirt off at Teddy Purcell's wedding in Italy. He looked like he was can play center. Look, this guy's jacked. But
I know.
We were doing a little chicken dance there at Teddy's wedding, and
the Gary Roberts effect. He's just a beast. Stammer's still his arms and his legs.
An animal.
He's an animal. I know.
Legs, he's jacked.
Stammer the Hammer. Fuck, there was a lot of unbuttoned white colored shirts rolled up at that wedding. Hey, every time I saw a clip, the boys had her down a button more and just rolled her up. I was like, that is just a wedding full of National Leaguers there. That's a National Leaguer wedding there. Fucking
see how the shirts come off when the boys are going.
To the Preds, get it going. Richie's guy. Maybe you'll get him out of their funk. Richie, take him into your lock of the week. I will never put Connor McDavid on the milk carton because he would just blow the doors off me in my prime now, whenever I was. But I will say I watched the game the other night, and I finally found something that he wasn't just the greatest player in the world at. In overtime, he tried to pivot. He looked like he was pivoted like me back in the day when I was playing in Finland and Austria or even in Calgary near the end of my career. He couldn't open up those hips for whatever reason. Then he takes what is a penalty if you're not the greatest player in the world.
Yeah.
And listen, I was on the right side of it. I had the Oilers. But Princey, when you find this clip, there's something that Connor McDavid is not the greatest person in the world at, and that is just trying to pivot backwards, which he's probably never practiced. Took the hook, went down, missed the breakaway, Draisaitl, corn dogs, Oilers win the first season.
So you're exactly right. He pivoted the wrong way. That's what I would do.
Way.
The whistle would blow in practice, and John Stevens would be like, turn the right way. This is, not wrong. Let's details. But But you're right. If you're going to find one thing wrong with his game, it was that. I would just say, as Richie knows, you're a PK guy, PK specialist over here. You stay skating forwards when you're the best forward skating player to ever put skates on. Now that's one.
I'm not sure. I'm not going to sit here and chirp that kid about anything, but I agree with you.
If I'm him,
ride the guy out forwards.
Yeah, if I'm him, I just turn my hips. Now I'm skating forwards alongside the guy, and I go, just try me any which way. You're done. But second, I think Obes, you got to see the clip again. The kid who takes the little shot, whatever it was, a muffin.
It was fair.
He falls. He dives.
Not a penalty.
Doesn't even put a stick on. I'm like,
such a homer.
No, listen. You wait till you see it. Princey, find it. It was a poor attempt at a dive, and it cost the Flyers the game. Yeah, poor attempt at a dive. The kid should have turned, not fell. Like even me in my weakest skinny leg days, I would have stayed on my skates and get back checking. It's not a 3-on-0, 3-on-1. So that's kind of what I'm thinking.
I'll tell you what, I'm sitting here saying McDavid couldn't open up the hips. He turned the wrong way, but when that puck came the other way, I went, look out, baby. Yeah. The wind and he's just gone. Misses it, misses it, and then Draisaitl lays tease. I'm like, they're back. And then Draisaitl undid his chin strap, put his mouth guard. I'm like, they're back. Let's go. We're gonna ride. They're gonna win 18 straight. That's fucking bad.
I think that's 17 overtime goals for Draisaitl or something. Oh. That's insane.
It is. I would love to see the DraftKings live odds on a 3-on-3 Oilers. Like, they got to be minus 250 before the puck drops. Like, they're that much better 3-on-3 than anyone else.
Yeah.
But how do you think we do 3-on-3 against those guys?
A lot of chatter. Richie, hold, uppy, go, hold, middle, Richie, time.
Shake him, come through us.
Get the lead.
I say just start taking your gear off because it's corn dogs.
I mean, I never played 3-on-3 ever, so my chin strap was already undone.
I got a funny story. The first time I'm in preseason, and I've never been out there since the rule change on 3-on-3, and they tell me to go out there. And I'm out there with only 3 guys, and I'm looking around, and I'm like, where's the other guy? And they're like, it's 3-on-3. I go, what? I thought it was 4-on-4. They're like, it's been 3-on-3 for 6 years. I'm like, oh, I had never been out there. I'm thinking it was 4-on-4.
Not even preseason?
Not ever. Holy fuck. Joke, right?
Well, I'll tell you what they used to do to me a lot of times is
you take the draw.
Opening draw, and then they'd fucking get off the ice. I'm like, fuck off.
Oh, they did that.
Last thing Couturier did that.
Well, listen, I'll tell you what, puck control is very, very crucial. I actually would have done that too. I would have let you stay though, Rich. I would have said, hey.
Well, I know that. Yeah, you almost want to lose it so you can stay out.
Yeah.
Sorry, guys.
Yeah, but then you're chasing for a fucking minute and a half, maybe. You can't risk it. I would have said, Rich, you win the draw. You get one chance, then get the fuck off, right? Yeah, but I get one chance.
They say get the fuck off.
Boys, last but not least here, around the National League, let's stick with the Oilers here. PK Subban and Mass the other night with Steve Levy was an absolute beauty. Subban's jacket was Louis Vuitton and probably too expensive, but interesting choice by PK.
Yeah, especially when he goes through the lineup of guys showing up and he rates the outfits, and I'm thinking, well, what about your own? What about that jacket?
Yeah.
I know how much. I know what it costs, but like.
Yeah, he can pull. I mean, it was loud. I turned it on, I'm like, wow, PK, but he's always got swag. But Doug, I'll start with you here on the Oilers. They were saying with no Holloway, no McLeod, they lose a couple other guys I can't really. Broberg they had mentioned, but basically how the team is older now.
They lost Fogle, good skater.
Fogle, thank you, Richie Fogle. Those guys that they've lost their team speed and they're not going to be the same hockey club. And to me, it's like, I don't know. I'm not quite ready. I think Arvidsson is going to be a great pickup. Skinner, but I just don't think they're that much of a worse team without those guys.
Well, you just look. It's Jan Marks. It's Corey Perry. It's call it Arvidsson. They're a little older. They're not the fastest guys. But when you trade them in and out of a lineup for the Dylan Holloway, who you say what it is. He didn't do much regular season last year, but he stepped into the playoffs when Kane fell out and got to play up in the lineup and played great because of his speed, because of his compete. But they're just an older team. And right now it takes older guys a little bit of time to kind of get their bodies going into the preseason. They're going to hit the dog days and they're going to be shit. But then there come time when meaningful games and impactful moments in the game, you need veteran players. That's when the Oilers start to take over. And that's when their experience starts to come into a factor. And you're right. Big Mess isn't wrong. And he played old hockey. Played slow boots hockey, but fuck you. Some of his help.
Get this up. Stuart Skinner have what it takes to win?
We could have questioned that 4 or 5 different times in the playoff run last year, and then come like this mid-final when he went on a stretch of just,
I mean, when he proved me wrong to jump in there is when
Sound like Kamala
Vancouver, when
Harris.
they fuck the game 1 and game 2 in Vancouver, I'm like, this is corn dogs. This guy can't stop a biscuit. Then they put old Calvin Pickard in there, who was our third stringer in Colorado. Oh, Calvin, how you doing, buddy? And then Skinner came back, found his game. Kudos to his goalie coach, and then made saves to me that proved me wrong. That I think, Richie, to answer your question, I think he can get it done with the squad. But when I look at their team, boys, it's the right side defenseman, Stetcher and Emberson. I don't even know who Emberson is. But this is going to be a problem for Stan Bowman moving forward. And I know come trade deadline, there's ways around the cap and they'll find a way. But those two guys, Stetcher, listen, I love what he did the other night, but those two right-handed D-man to me are big, big problems.
And I'll tell you this, in the playoffs when the Nurse and the Cody Cece's were making like the pizzas up the middle, Broberg didn't make mistakes. He was like, for a young player, he was off the glass and out. He was getting the net. He wasn't making plays into the middle of the ice into no man's land, and that's missing in their lineup right now. They're missing like the young, speedy, bring the puck up, carry it into the zone, and then dish. Yeah. Because Evan Bouchard can't do it all the time.
No.
So
And,
can't do it.
Ekholm, you need Ekholm to be like just as good on the penalty kill as he is just like making smart plays and offensive plays. You can't ask him to do everything.
Yeah.
I think like they are missing that like second tier top quality D-man.
Yeah, they're missing. Yeah, I would agree. But like, if Skinner could get going, like you go Draisaitl, McDavid, Hyman, Skinner, Hopkins, Arvidsson, Skinner, Janmark, Henrik, Brown, and then you got Polkozin, Derek Ryan, and Perry. Like to me, that sounds pretty. Veteran and
yeah, veteran.
Like you said, come playoff time, time will tell. But if Mark Messier is going to call someone out, the boys are going to listen. Listen, fellas, I can sit here and do this all day with you. Richie, we appreciate you, fella. Welcome to be part of the squad. Up, dog, you the man. We got Brady Tkachuk, the best young captain of hockey, coming up next.
Fellas.
Welcome back to MissinCurfew. Jay Swish. Love this kid. My favorite captain in hockey. His family, his dad, his brother Matty, and Brady have been unbelievable in the MissinCurfew. So going into his 7th season, I keep saying he's a young guy. At 25, you are still young, Brady, but you're number 7, buddy. Does it feel like that? And how fast? It goes fast, doesn't it, fella?
It is flying by. I throughout the summer, I was like, I'm going into year 7. Like this is crazy. So, it's flying by, and I know there's going to be a lot more, fun moments coming this year and future years down the road here. So it's been great so far, but excited for what's to come.
Yeah, listen, you look like you're ready to go. I don't watch much preseason. I don't watch any preseason, but I keep my eye on you, fella, and you look like you're ready to go, which I can't wait to get into you with training camp and this upcoming season. But first and foremost, congratulations on being a new dad. Ryder came into the world. How has it been, buddy? Are you changing the diapers, or how has it been for a guy? I don't have any kids, so how has it been early stages?
You know what? Early stages have been great. It's I like to think I'm one of the best diaper guys in the world right now. Just getting greasy, getting in there and helping out. And no, it's been amazing. It's it's just kind of it's amazing what for Emma what she went through and it was the greatest joy. And now no more celebrate my birthday because he's just gonna take it over moving forward now on.
Yeah, I'm happy for you, buddy. And every guy I played with after they had a kid, they'd come back to the rink the next day and be like, it's the greatest thing in the world, though. It's the greatest thing. I'm like, that's not great, eh? But every guy said it. So, Brady, I'm starting to believe it's got to be true, right?
Well, yeah, no, it's there's definitely a lot of positives with either. So it's, it was a perfect time. And, I'm excited to, bring him around the rink in a couple of years.
Yeah. Before I bring Jay Swish in here, I just want to talk to you. First of all, how was your summer, fella? And I guess I'll tag it one part. Obviously, your brother won the Stanley Cup. You were there. Your dad was there. Your sister, your mom, the whole family experiences, which I love about your family. But how was your off-season workouts? And people that I've talked to about Matty winning the Stanley Cup, I'm like, this is going to motivate Brady even more. I told Greener when he got the job, I'm like, you're going to get an even more motivated Brady Tkachuk. Is that accurate, fella? Seeing Matty get it done, does it make you believe that, hey, if my big bro can do it, why not me?
Yeah, I mean, I thought before, even these, like, not just this year winning, but, the year before when he went all the way, like, I'm like, all right, I for sure, like, I want to win, but I want to win the cup. Of course, it's a dream, but to just see it, like, that raw and, like, up close, and everybody around me basically touched it, held it besides me, and I'm like, all right, it's a burning desire that I'm just not going to stop until it happens, and I know I've got the belief that it will happen one day, sooner rather than later, or whatever the the plan is that's going to be meant to be. So, I have that belief that, I'll be able to win it one day. But yeah, it's just the mindset is just not going to stop until it happens.
Yeah, so listen, we had your bro on last week, and I want to let you know that he said after everything, like how supportive you were to him and how you were there every step of the way. And he told the story about you and Big Walt walking him out to the car for Game 7. Like, he said, man, I hope Brady gets one. And I said, don't worry, fella. The hockey gods reward him. So I want you to know that your bro, I'm sure you know this, but I just thought it was cool that he's like, hey, I got mine. I want to make sure Brady gets his. So I know when you guys play against each other, there's no friend, no family out there, but that's got to feel good that your bro's pulling for you, right?
Yeah, I think it's even, I think my parents have now admitted that now we're all in on the Cats. Matthew won him. Now we're all in on the Sens. So they're split 50-50, see just how things are going to go. And now that, Matthew won, that they're like, okay, we're all in on the Senators and we're going to be there every step of the way.
And Chucky, I wanted to ask you, just going into this season, obviously seeing your brother win, how cool it was, how special it was, giving you that burning desire to get there one day. And you guys made some nice acquisitions in the offseason, adding a guy like David Perron. I think Mike Amadio is a sneaky good pickup. Obviously, a lot of good young defensemen. But you get into a season, you get into camp with Travis Green, like you being the captain, talking to Greener, talking to the fellas, even a guy like Claude Giroux and David Perron, like what are some of these, what's the biggest message, I guess, going into this season? Is it just getting off to a good start, going from there? Or what's kind of been the biggest message around camp and now as you get into the regular season?
I think, it's the standard that we want to set, like the standard that, we want to play with and be kind of on a day-to-day basis. Of course, there's a certain way that we need to play. But it starts at practice too and being dialed in practice. So, I think and like you said, all those acquisitions of, guys that have won the cup, that have lived it, gone through it, is just going to make, that's just going to help us out so much. And I think Steve did a great job, bringing the right guys. And yeah, there's just a different belief and trust that we have for each other this year than I've had in years past. So, I'm really excited about, the group and it's kind of showed in preseason so far the way that we want to play and how we always have each other's backs. So, just gotta keep building off that. It's been great so far.
Yeah, you've been the highlight of my preseason hockey. The Ottawa Senators, led by you, buddy. I love every second of it. But let's go back to the start of training camp. I love Travis Green. Greener's my boy. I played with him in Anaheim. I know one thing. Travis Green, the player, could not get through those goddamn skating tests that he made you boys do. But take me through as a captain of that team. Coming in, it's going to be a tough couple days. Did it bring you guys closer? You got through it. Like, talk to me, being the captain of that team, what the mindset was going into the start of training camp, knowing that Greener was going to push you boys.
I mean, there's definitely some nerves. I'm not going to lie to you. I mean, for me in my situation, I wasn't really thinking about camp until I actually got there, just with everything going on. But you know what? The skate was obviously really hard, but the boys were awesome. And I think everybody, passed, and there was nobody laying on the ground and on the ice, puffing for air. It just kind of showed the preparation, the seriousness that, we took coming to this year and what we want to accomplish. But, it's definitely still tough. There's still not any easy days, but, it's been great so far. And that, I mean, it only helps, right? Yeah. It's just, we're going to be, well-conditioned team and a team that's going to be hard to play against. So I think it's always obviously a blessing. It's tough to get through, but like you said, it's just so easy to gel together and kind of go through the grind together.
Yeah, we went through it in Tampa with Camp Tortorella, with John Tortorella, and like you said, you knew it was coming. You get through it. I always thought it brought us together, and you were in good shape. So let's stay with Greener right there. Besides the hard first couple of days, what has he brought to your team? Because I've talked to Greener a lot since he was coach of the American League in Vancouver, and to me, from the outside in, it's details, structure, pace, compete. Has that been the biggest thing that he's brought to your guys? Like, what are your practice habits under Greener?
It's been a lot of blown whistles, just little details of the drill that he kind of hammers down, and it's just little things. I think that the big thing is his skates are hard, but once it gets hard, you gotta that's when you gotta start training your brain, because you're never gonna feel 100% during a game, or you're out there for a long shift, like you're gonna be tired. Where you're already trained the fatigue and making the right decisions under those conditions. And now I think it's kind of shown on preseason where, for me, it usually takes, 3-4 games to get going. But, game 1, game 2, it felt really good. Felt like, didn't miss a beat, but of course there's always areas to clean up. But no, I think it's been a great camp so far, and can't believe season opener is in 1 week.
And Brady, I wanted to ask you now, with the departure of a guy like Jacob Chychrun, and you have a couple guys in your back that are really good young players, and the one guy I want to talk about is Jake Sanderson. So I wanted you to touch on how sneaky good of a player he is. He's still, I think his ceiling is still, he's reaching it. He's going to be an unbelievable player. I mean, I think he's a 60-point defenseman easily, maybe this year or years to come. But I just wanted to ask you, how good is he, and is he the new liver king in town with Chicky's departure? Is he the guy that's eating the raw liver, and has that kind of spread into other guys in terms of that crazy diet that Chychrun was doing?
No, that crazy diet has not definitely not transitioned over into my house. So all the fun stuff over there, but it's Sandy. It's I can't wait for the hockey world to see how good and how committed he is, and I'm just lucky to be able to see it on a day-to-day basis. I don't think I've ever met or played with a guy as dialed in as he is, just with everything, just his practice, games, just everything off ice. He's always looking to get a step on guys and be the best possible player that he can be. And honestly, just the sky's the limit for him. I really don't see a defenseman who's as gifted and as committed as he is. I really think he's going to be a top defenseman in this league one day.
Yeah, Brady, I remember you mentioned that last year about him, and I watched him last year. I watched you guys play a lot. I agree with everything you're saying, and I saw a clip of him this summer. I don't know where he was skating, Michigan or somewhere, and he's doing this drill, dingle dangle, fucking in, bar down. I'm like, that guy's a defenseman. That guy's not a forward. His skill in his hands and his feet are elite, right?
I mean, it's every day too. It's you're almost looking at him and before practice, after practice, he's just doing things with this stick handling, pump fakes, and just working on it daily. It's all right, you're losing your mind doing this every day for a season. But then this year, it's he's pulling things out of the bag that he might not have done last year, but he just has that confidence for all the repetitions that he does now year round, and he's as shredded too as it comes. So he's just, it's the work ethic is through the roof with him.
Yeah, it pays off. I remember Ryan O'Reilly was a young kid in Denver when I played with him, and I'd be ready to go to lunch. Hey, Brady, I'll be off the ice. I'm like, Factor, let's go to lunch, man. And he's out there doing these little stick handling drills and stuff after it. I'm looking back dude, you're going to drive yourself crazy. And obviously it's paid off for the fact that he continues to play at a high level at his age. So for a young kid, and if you're Steady Steve and Greener, and you see Sanderson at that age with those practice habits already, and for you, the captain of that team, that's going to rub off on everyone else. I'm not saying everyone's got to do that, but that'll just rub off on the whole squad.
Oh, yeah. Especially, for him being, the leader and stepping into, a leadership role. And no, it's just like anybody. If you see somebody, fully giving you 100%, it's just naturally just going to radiate towards you and just be all right, if I want to, be the best, I got to compete with this guy. I want to go battle with him in one-on-ones. I want to push to try to be the best and get the best out of myself, but knowing he's going to bring his best and he's naturally going to push each other. So, I'm very lucky to be able to be his teammate and for me, I've learned a lot about his preparation, even though he's a couple years younger, and just what he brings is I'm just trying to learn from him as well.
And Chucky, a guy that I wanted to ask you, you grew up watching in David Perron, and talk about a guy that's like a fine wine. He just seems like he gets better with age. What's it like having him in the room? Because I do believe he played with your dad in St. Louis, and has he told you, or has your dad told you the story about when Davey, I think it was his first year of training camp, walked in with those white skates, those white Reeboks, and I think your dad, did he end up spray paint them and say, hey buddy, no white skates yet? Is that, can you confirm that story? Is that true?
Honestly, I haven't heard that one yet. I've heard a lot of, Big Walt stories from DP, and I heard a lot of, stories from my dad about DP. So, you know what? It's just, I can't believe it's kind of come full circle because, I grew up, watching him up close, getting to know him, and then just, being able to be his teammate. But, I think he's going to be so huge for our group. And like you said, he's still such a good player, and he's so good along the walls and holding on to pucks. But it's just the leadership that he brings, the cup experience, and it's going to be so valuable for our team. And he's an awesome guy too, and hopefully he can come full circle with his son Mason and kind of keep the trend alive.
I used to want to kill Perron when I played against him in St. Louis, right? Because he has that little bit, and Brady, I'm sure you've seen it from playing against him, but when you play with guys, you'll notice it more, obviously. Like, he has that edge to him. Like, he'll give you a little cross check, he'll give you a little spear, and then he'll chirp you with this French accent. Like, he has skill through the roof, Brady, but I think that compete level that he's going to bring for your team will be good and will rub off on your younger guys and your core players.
Oh, 100%. Yeah, like, I think for him, and he's just super skilled too. So he's able to now play both ways. Like you said, kind of get in there, but he can throw nice little backhand song with the best of them right on your tape. It's just it's always great to have that. But whenever you have guys that, drag guys into the battle, they're just so valuable for a team because, he's going no matter what. So you just gotta, ride the train and join them because if not, then you'll be exposed. So he always forces, guys like that force you to make sure you're at your best day in and day out.
Yeah, get you into the fight, so to speak. But I never liked his white boots, but I'll tell you what, he had good tongue style. His tongues were always just flowing. Are they still flowing? Because his tongues back in the day were just flowing.
Oh yeah, he's got the good flow, good flop going on. No white skates though. I remember first time skating, I'm like, where are the white tubes? Where are the skates? And he's like, nah, just switching to Bauer. It was time.
Yeah. It was a good run with the white boots. He's getting a little bit older, maybe getting a little slower. He's like, I don't need any more people looking at my boots here. Just enjoy my tongues. But Brady, another guy you guys brought in, Allmark, the big boy in between the pipes. Listen, we all play in the NHL. You can have good coaches, good players. No disrespect to your other goalies, but listen, I played in front of Luongo and Pekka. When you have a legit number one goaltender behind you, it helps you. That's just the realistic of the NHL. How good has he looked? How excited are you? And it just must be nice to have the big boy back there knowing that you can lean on this guy a little bit, eh?
Yeah, I mean, he's been unreal. He's just, as a guy too, he's been a very vocal, very, communications big, of course, with him and the D, on ice, but just he's very vocal in the locker room too, which you kind of wouldn't expect out of a goalie. Goalies keep to themselves and obviously have, their routines, but very vocal and he's been great. And it's great to be able to pick his brain about, his past experiences with, teams and guys, and different leadership that he's seen, that's helped me a lot individually. But even the other game, he came up with the huge save with, I think a minute left for us to, win the game and keep the lead. So it's kind of showing so far, but I'm definitely really excited to now share the sheet with him in a regular season. And he's going to be kind of that key piece for us now for this year. And he's just an awesome guy as well.
And Brady, I wanted to ask you, you got such a young core of guys in and around the same age. I'm sure it's a lot of fun where you're doing, on the road, getting out for dinners and whatnot, even hanging out at home a little bit. But I wanted to ask you, who on the Ottawa Senators has got the aux cord? Who's playing the tunes? What's coming out of that jukebox? Hopefully not just like a stock big booty mix. What kind of tunes are the boys listening to, especially on a practice day, or maybe just after a morning skate where you're kind of just trying to find that vibe, that feel good, kind of type of swagger?
Yeah, well, Shabby's pretty consistent on the aux before games. For me in the mornings, I just can't listen to rap, because I feel like we always listen to rap mornings, afternoon. So I just started getting control of the pregame or the pre-morning skate. It's just nice little country, feel good, just enjoy, sit back, listen to some good tunes, and then I'll let Shabby, Drake, and those guys play the before the game, the EDM rap to get the boys going. But in the morning, let's just chill, listen to some country and just kind of get through morning skate, ready to go for the night.
No, that's a fair compromise, right? Like my boy Getzlav was a country guy. I knew you were going to go country, Brady, too. In the mornings, I love country. The mornings at the rink, either the day of a game or after a big win or even a tough loss, you want to listen to country in the morning. I'm all for that. As we get closer to game time, though, I was always like, boys, all right, let's get the EDM, let's get the fucking hip hop going. But I'm with you. In the morning, little country music, cup of coffee, heat pack. Not a bad way to start your day, is it?
that's the best parlay out there. It's just sit back and relax. I had the old skates, the heat back on, nothing better.
Oh, I wish I could have played with you, fella. It would have been a lot of fun. But listen, I want to ask you about a guy, Stanley Cup winner, won her last year with your brother. Not that you need any more reasons to get in there and stick up for your teammates, but Nick Cousins, I love Cuzzy, good Belleville boy. He might get you in a few more this year, but on all seriousness, listen, this guy can play up and down the lineup. He's a Stanley Cup champion. He grew up down the road in Belleville, Ontario. Blue guy from what I heard. How nice is it to have Cuzzy in that dressing room with you boys?
He is the best. Like, he's just, Matthew was just saying throughout this whole process, like, you kind of need to do whatever it takes to get him there because he is such a good guy, such a good teammate, and a very good player, too.
Yeah.
He really helps our team and creates depth. Like you said, can play up and down the lineup, but it's just pure entertainment every single day. He's just an awesome guy. Just got some great one-liners, and he's been awesome so far. He's been great. So it's just he's pure comedy. I'm so happy that we got him and get his cup experience as well.
Yeah, he's going to be great for you guys and all those Belleville guys. My boy Brad Richardson, who's one of my best buddies. I grew up training at Belleville, so I know Cuzzy for a long time. All those Belleville guys are team guys and glue guys, and he's going to fit in great with you guys. And I think once Greener gets to know him, you'll see him getting more of an opportunity, in my opinion. Last guy for personnel for me, I got to ask you about my boy Batherson, friend of the pod. He's always wearing the MissinCurfew lid. I love this kid's game, right-handed shot with length. How's he looked? Is he ready to rock? Because I'm pulling for Bath. I think he could be an even better player in the NHL.
Oh, yeah, he is ready to rock. He looks really good. He's dialed in. Awesome guy. I mean, just awesome guy. Loves you guys and loves the pod. So he's excited about our trip to Anaheim already. We've been talking about it. So, but yeah, he's looking really good. I feel like every year he just keeps taking steps, and just, I think he's got one of the sneakiest skills in the NHL. He's so talented and so smart that, I'm really excited for what he's going to do this year.
Brady, I wanted to ask you, you touched on Anaheim there. Obviously, that's a great road city. You got Newport right there. But for you, like, what is your favorite road city? Maybe somewhere like NYC where you can get in the night before, maybe grab a tomahawk ribeye with some of the fellas, skating around the Mecca, a.k.a. MSG, and you're looking at yourself in the glass, maybe going no bucket warm-up, thinking, fuck, I might have 2-1 tonight here. So, like, where's one of those spots that you're like, man, I just can't wait to buzz here, and I can't wait to get in here and just fuck some shit up?
I mean, MSG is just tough to beat. I mean, there's so many great bars and atmosphere. Love playing in Vegas too. I think that just whole charade there is unreal.
Charade.
I don't know. I mean, MSG, it's just tough to beat MSG. Yeah. Like, when you, like, I remember playing Friday, Saturday nights. It's just like, all right, here we go. Like, this is it. Like, this is what you dream about, playing MSG. A lot of people there watching, and there's been some good battles over the years. So it's probably the best spot.
Yeah, MSG. I mean, listen, boys, I didn't play too many at MSG where I wasn't a little hung cheese walking in there. But when they flip those lights on after the anthem and you take a little sniffer, you're like, I'm back, baby. Let's go. Like, just something about those lights. You're like, all right, here we are. Let's find a way to get this done here tonight. But I'm with you. The only thing that sucks about MSG is walking up that goddamn bus ramp. You're like, save the legs here, eh, Brady? Save the legs.
It's a no morning skate that morning. All you need is just to walk up the ramp, and then you'll be ready. You can't go to the rink on that day.
No.
Stay at the hotel, and you'll get your warm up the ramp.
Yeah,
all the day.
Exactly. So, Brady, like you said, we're right around the corner here for the start of the NHL season, and I've been watching you guys develop as a team through the last couple of years, and for whatever reason, you guys have gotten off to tough starts. Is that the mindset of the end of camp here and Greener and the leadership group, and now that you got a number one goalie in between the pipes, and is getting off to a good start number one priority for the Sens?
You know what? I mean, of course, that's kind of being in the back of our minds, but I think the biggest thing that we're preaching is just winning the day.
Yeah.
Each day, go in there, just doesn't have to be, your best practice. But if you've, worked hard and worked on some sort of your game and felt like you got better that day, that's just the mindset we need to have individually. And I think we just can't look too far ahead, because I feel like we've done that in the past and it hasn't really worked out for us. So just focus on day in, day out, put in the work, doing it together and kind of embracing the grind and the tiredness. And I think it's just going to make us that much better of just enjoying it. Just enjoy it one day at a time. Enjoy coming to the rink with the boys, because there's really nothing better than that. Is just being at the rink, hanging out, shooting it in the lounge. It's just every day is just such a fun experience. So if we just continue to win the day that we've been doing and setting that standard, then you'll be happy with the results in a couple weeks, couple months.
Yeah, and Chucky, opening night, obviously, at your barn features a game against the Florida Panthers and your brother here. So you got I'm assuming the whole family coming into town. You got any scratch put on this game, and there's this family bragging rights in terms of the brothers? Or because every time you guys play against each other, it seems like maybe there's not a dust-up between you two guys, but there's always just a shitstorm out there, and I just love how competitive you play, even if it's your brother on the other side. So that's got to be a great little way to open up the NHL season, and I'm fired up for that match, man. I can't wait to watch it.
Yeah, it's always the shitstorm. It is from the both of us, but we won't obviously ever do it to each other. But it's just the way we play. It just seems to happen. But yeah, no, I mean, it's gonna have, of course, family coming in, and it's gonna be Matthew's first time meeting Ryder too. So I'm really excited about that on an individual basis. I know he is too, and but once the puck drops, it's every point matters. Every shift matters. Every game matters. That it's I guess it's hard since it will be the first game, but it's I feel like it's gonna be special. Ryder's first game, he'll be watching his dad and uncle go at it. So I'll be excited.
Yeah, it's great. And I've been lucky enough to get to know your family over the last couple of years, and you got such a great family. But I love how they're like, all right, Matty won his Stanley Cup. It's time for Brady now. All right, let's say, hey, Matty's had a good run. Matty, I love you, fella, but it's time for Brady now. And the Tkachuk family's getting beside the Sens. I love that mindset of your family.
Yeah, they're the best. Yeah. They're, of course, been so supportive, and throughout the whole process, they're just I guess appreciative. But of course, that's just my job as a brother. It's want to be there for him. Want to maybe give him all. If he needs my advice, I'm always around for him. But just to see him accomplish our childhood dream, I don't think there's words that I could explain the feeling that I have to see him lift that Stanley Cup for the first time. It was like a dream that we dreamt of on our driveway playing roller hockey. It's so surreal.
Yeah, no, it was awesome. And a couple more for me, Brady, then we'll let you go, buddy. I appreciate you taking the time. You guys are getting a new barn in Ottawa. Thank fucking God. I mean, I want a new rink downtown. I love the city of Ottawa. I used to go there for July 1st. Had a great time down on Market Street. Is that something that the boys, do you guys notice that, or is that talked about? Or, hey, listen, that stuff will take care of itself. But I just think a new rink in Ottawa would be great for the whole organization.
Yeah, you know what? I don't really think the guys have really talked about it, because I don't really know. I don't think anybody knows kind of the ins and outs, kind of what it means. But I think it just speaks volumes to Mr. Andlauer, the ownership, and how serious and how dedicated and committed he is to building a winning team here, and wants to provide that experience that I have had individually with Matthew to the whole city of Ottawa. So it's amazing to feel that belief that he has in us, and what he wants to provide for the whole city. I think it's a very special time for the city of Ottawa.
Chucky, lastly, my last question for you, and kind of unfortunate news for a good veteran of your team the other day. Claude Giroux got his car stolen. So I want an update on, has he found whatever he was driving, the Q8 or the M5 Beamer? Has he found it yet? Because Shabbat's comment was hilarious. He goes, yeah, that's just a tough bounce.
Yeah, we were all laughing. Just say, what can you do? It's just, you get bad breaks once in a while. It's unfortunate, but you know what? I haven't gotten an update yet, but it seems like she's gone. Won't be getting it back. So
she's gone.
Yeah, it's gone. So who knows where it is now? But we'll see. I know he's been driving the Defender. I'm like, you got the Selkie mindset just everywhere you are. You just defend it.
Yeah. Safety first. Safety first.
Yeah. So he's always Selkie mindset.
That's a great term. I'm going to write that one down. Selkie mindset. That's awesome. That's good shit.
And he can afford, I'm sure he had good insurance, but he can afford another one too. He's been in the league a long time, so his bank account's not looking too bad either. But
every card game he mentions the bank account.
As he should. I would too if I had his bank account. Last one for me, Brady. Four Nations coming in February, buddy. Listen, the Missing Curfew squad will be there at the Bell Center. Team USA versus Team Canada. I'm going to be drunk as a skunk watching you guys, but how excited are you to represent your country, even though it's just a little, 4-team tournament, best on best, get a chance to play with your bro. I know it's in February, but it's got to be something that's going to mean a lot to you and your family.
Yeah, no, it's, for me, it's, want to have a great start to give myself a chance to make that team, because it'd be such an honor to be able to represent the U.S. and yeah, no, it's definitely an individual goal to be able to make that team and try to be an impact player on that team. So, it's a couple months away and a couple months away till they make decisions. But if able and hopefully make the team, that it'll be a pretty cool experience to be on the same team as Matthew for the very first time, I think, in our lives. So I think that'd be a pretty neat experience for us and for our whole family.
Yeah, well said. I guess you haven't officially made the team yet, but if you don't make the team, I guess I'll be a little upset too, because I can't wait to watch you play. But no, you say all the right things, buddy. You carry yourself like an absolute pro. I'm excited for you. Listen, I know you guys don't need more motivation, but if you're talking to Bath, and I'll send him up, I'm betting on you guys to make the playoffs. So just tell Bath to keep that in the back of his mind. But I think good things for you, buddy. You're great for the game, and thank you. You're so good to Missing Curfew, buddy. I appreciate you taking the time.
Thank you guys. It's it's always fun coming on here and spending some time with you guys. So can't wait to see you guys soon.
All right, buddy. Good luck.